1963 was the year the quarterback dominated college football and thrilled grid fans across the nation with spectacular touchdown skills. In the Midwest, Tom Myers of Northwestern was the Big Ten's best. On the East Coast, Jack Concannon of Boston College thrilled Eagle fans with his cross-country tosses. In the pass-minded Southwest, Baylor's Don Six-Gun Truhl was the sharpest shooter. Air Force pilot Terry Isaacson was the passing and running range of the Rocky Mountain area. Southern California's Pete Beathard was the pass master of the Pacific Coast. The Southland produced an abundance of hot-shot quarterbacks, including Billy Lothridge, Georgia Tech's triple threat touchdown terror. At Auburn, Jimmy Seidel was among the national leaders in total offense. Larry Rakestraw put plenty of bite in the Georgia Bulldog attack. Joe Namath had the Crimson Tide of Alabama on the rise and in the nation's top 10. But of all these great quarterbacks, the coaches decided Roger Staubach, a junior at the Naval Academy, was the greatest. At Annapolis, Roger's space-age curriculum includes differential equations, thermodynamics, electrical science, among others. Staubach is 21 years old and comes from Cincinnati, Ohio. He works hard to stay abreast of this stiff schedule, and it's rare when the photographers get a shot at this Navy superstar. Coach Wayne Hardin claims Staubach as the greatest football player ever. Roger stands 6'2" and weighs 192 pounds. Staubach started attracting attention midway in the '62 season, but he really burst into prominence in the Army-Navy game when he ran and passed for 222 yards. That game was the first taste the general public got of Roger's inspired scrambling and his ability to convert near disaster into success. In the pressure-filled '62 Service Classic, Staubach had the time of his life, personally accounting for 4 touchdowns in the Middies' 34-14 mastery of Army. In 1963, Roger turned in his most amazing passing performance against Michigan. That's Staubach in white passing to, no, he's going to run. As Hardin says, when Roger goes back, nobody, including himself, knows what he's going to do. Against powerful Pittsburgh, we get a close look at Roger the Dodger. He seems to be able to keep tabs on the charging defense and watch receivers at the same time. Staubach does a little of everything. He hands off, then turns pass receiver for a Navy first down. Watch Roger make a beautiful move for touchdown against Duke. In this game, Staubach and company tuned up for Army with one of the wildest shows of offensive football ever seen. Time and again, the Duke defenders would have Roger cornered, only to see him slip loose again for a big gain. Staubach seems to have a sixth sense that enables him to pick a path into the open. Of course, no player becomes great by himself, and Jolly Roger is anxious to share the credit with his Middie mates. A letter winner in basketball and baseball, Roger Staubach, the All-American boy, is the All-America quarterback. And for 1963, the American Football Coaches Association awards Back of the Year honors to midshipman Roger T. Staubach. More than 50 All-Americas have played in the shadows of the famous Golden Dome at Notre Dame. And Jim Kelly joins that distinguished company as he earns one of the end positions over a raft of talented pass catchers from all over the country. The good-looking senior from Clairton, Pennsylvania, has completely rewritten the Notre Dame record books in the pass receiving department. Jim is a business administration major, but that's only one side of his story. On the other side is that of the fierce competitor, 6 feet 2 inches tall and 210 pounds, catching passes against the toughest collegiate defenses in the nation. Notre Dame in dark jerseys with number 89 taking a sideline pass. If Kelly can get a hand on the ball, it's his. Notre Dame is in white here against Stanford. The slow-motion camera points up the All-America qualities of Jim Kelly. It's not a good pass, but Jim makes it good by refusing to give up on it as he makes a diving grab. That's how he broke all the Notre Dame pass-catching records. Notre Dame in dark jerseys. Jim Kelly runs his patterns perfectly. You'll see him on the end of this one, right where he should be, with his defenders a few steps behind. What makes Kelly an All-America is that little extra drive he gives his team. With Notre Dame in dark shirts, Kelly demonstrates what we mean by fighting for 8 or 9 extra yards at the end of a pass play. He has the moves and the speed to go all the way from anywhere. And there he goes, Jim Kelly, All-America end from Notre Dame. Vern Burke of Oregon State, in the middle of this discussion, was voted to the other end position on the All-America team. Vern, a senior, stands 6 feet 4.5 and weighs 201 pounds. Head coach Tommy Prothero calls Burke the best end I've ever seen in college football. With Oregon State in the dark shirts, Burke shows the talents that helped him shatter 2 all-time NCAA records in 1962, when he caught 69 passes for 1,007 yards. Burke, number 80, got a lot more attention from the defense this year, but he still had those great hands and good moves, so the results were still spectacular. Oregon State in dark jerseys again. Burke makes a nice move that frees him from double coverage for another Oregon State first down. As Oregon State sets to pass, Burke is breaking down the sideline. Ever see a prettier catch? And this play is worth some 45 yards. The camera follows Vern as he runs his patterns against Southern Cal. The Beavers are in white. Burke makes the catch with 2 defenders on him. Burke is split left. Watch him beat his man on a post pattern, then make the catch on his knees for an Oregon State touchdown. Vern Burke, All-America end from Oregon State. Now let's meet Woody Hayes of Ohio State, president of the American Football Coaches Association.
After watching these highlights of our 1963 All-Americans, you can appreciate why coaches spend so much time studying game movies. Thanks to the motion picture camera, we can pinpoint the work of every player on every play, determine why maneuvers succeed or fail, and make necessary changes in strategy. Probably more than any other single factor, these game movie studies are responsible for the great improvements which have taken place in college football in recent years. These game movie studies, developed with the aid and technical assistance of the Eastman Kodak Company, also provide the evidence on which the coaches select the annual All-America football team. For only by studying the game movies can the coaches compare and evaluate the leading All-America candidates position by position.
The University of Illinois provides the keystone of the All-America forward wall, center Dick Butkus. When a team zooms from 8th place in its conference to near the top in one season, there must be a reason. And one of the pivotal players in Illinois' revival is the earnest young amateur photographer, Dick Butkus. The subject is his bride of a few months. If he's as good at taking pictures as at backing up the line and blocking for runners, these snapshots will win first prize. Only a junior, Butkus is a sturdy 6'3", 234 pounds. Big Ten coaches rate him with the best they have ever seen at his position. With Illinois in the dark shirts, Butkus is backing up the line. Trying to run inside is a fatal mistake with Dick in the game. Here he is in the act of applying a crunching tackle to the ball carrier. Butkus made 70 tackles in his first 4 games. Keep your eye on number 50 in the dark jersey. Down goes the runner. Dick takes the fun out of football for the opposition. Here's the safety man's view of Butkus at work. Number 50 slides over, and that's all the yards there are on this play. Illinois on defense. Dick Butkus is backing up the line. The ball carrier gets a nice hole, but Dick's violent lunge brings the play to a crashing halt. The Illini on defense again. Purdue tries to run the play away from Dick, but he circles in to stack things up, and it goes for a loss. Your All-America center, Dick Butkus of Illinois. The student getting in a little practice as he prepares for a teaching career is burly Bob Brown, who plays plenty of guard for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. At 6'4", 270 pounds, scholarly Mr. Brown should have no trouble earning the respect of his classes. The coaches rate Bob the strongest blocker in the All-America line. Nebraska relies heavily on ground power, and Brown makes the ground game go. He's also a quick, hard-hitting linebacker. Brown came to Nebraska from Cleveland, Ohio, and head coach Bob Devaney is mighty glad he did, for he had the Cornhuskers in contention for the Big 8 title all the way. With the Cornhuskers in white and guard Brown, number 64, playing middle linebacker, you get a good demonstration of how to stop a play before it begins. This is pretty discouraging to the offense. Nebraska in dark shirts this time. Brown shoots the gap so quickly, we have to stop the action to give you a good look at him before he slams the ball carrier down and belts him loose from the ball for a Nebraska recovery. Cornhuskers in white against Minnesota. As a passing situation develops, Big Bob drops back to defend and makes a diving interception. The biggest man on the 63 All-America team, Bob Brown, has also proved himself agile and powerful. The Cornhuskers are in dark shirts against Colorado, and Brown sticks with a speedy back to break up a pass in the end zone. That's the story on All-America guard Bob Brown. Line coach Tom Tipps of the University of Washington wasn't surprised to see Rick Redmond named to the All-America team. Like many other coaches, he feels Rick is one of the top guards in the nation. Here's why. That's Rick, number 66 at left guard. Redmond slams into the line and opens a big hole for the runner as Washington overpowers California. Redmond is the middle linebacker on defense. Only a junior, this rugged Husky is a one-man roadblock. At 210 pounds, Redmond isn't a big lineman by modern standards, but he meets the big ones head-on. He moves with the runner and won't yield an inch. Rick Redmond of Washington is a solid choice as All-America guard. Carl Eller is a worthy successor to two-time All-American Bobby Bell, and for the third consecutive season, the University of Minnesota contributes a tackle to our All-America lineup. Eller stands 6'5", weighs 240 pounds, and any team that has met the thunder of his charge is likely to challenge those statistics as conservative. Carl is a phys ed major with interests ranging from jazz to drama. Here is Eller in action. That's Carl, number 76 in the dark jersey, moving in to make a crunching tackle. For a big man, Carl can cover a lot of ground. Eller is at left tackle in the dark jersey. Watch him handle his blocker and give proof of his tremendous reactions by stopping the runner at the line of scrimmage. Minnesota in dark jerseys. The camera moves in close to show Eller doing what he does best, denying the other team the inside. Bigger than his predecessor, Bobby Bell, Minnesota's Carl Eller is a powerful selection as All-America tackle. Campaigning in a student election, pretty Texas co-ed Linda Robinson seeks the vote of Scott Appleton. Scott just won an election himself, the coaches voted him Lineman of the Year and one of their All-America tackles. Starring for the #1 team in the nation, Appleton played a key role in Longhorns' successes, both as a defensive standout and as a bruising blocker in Coach Darrell Royal's winning offense. Royal says Appleton is a truly great All-America and Darrell has coached plenty of them. Scott's strong suit is tackling, and that's fine with the Longhorns, for their system emphasizes defense, field position, and kicking. At 6'3" and 235 pounds, the 21-year-old senior from Brady, Texas, has what it takes to keep the opposition in its own territory. Here's Appleton in action. Number 70 fights off 2 blockers, and the runner is down. This kind of play helped put Texas at the top of the nation. Texas on defense against SMU. Appleton flings aside a burly Mustang and dives in to land on the quarterback like a ton of coal coming down the chute. Got your eye on number 70 in the dark shirt? He just keeps peeling off players until he comes to the one with the ball, and he hits them for keeps. Texas in dark shirts as the slow-motion camera rolls. The man who's supposed to block Appleton is a split second late, and that's too much. Scott smears the runner in his tracks. Texas on defense again. With Scott wrapped around him, the quarterback's pass is ruined. All-America tackle Scott Appleton of Texas is the Lineman of the Year. Tommy Crutcher of Texas Christian University is the All-America fullback. Tommy is a senior, majoring in physical education, and coaching is his ambition. TCU head coach Abe Martin says Crutcher always gives 100% and is toughest in the tough situations. Tommy, 6'3" and 205 pounds, is co-captain for the Frogs and a true two-way performer. Crutcher, number 38, is a rib-rattling blocker. When Tommy hits him, they're out of the play. Tommy starts quickly and hits hard. The Frogs count on Crutcher to get those tough yards down on the goal line. TCU in dark jerseys against LSU, and there goes Crutcher for a key first down. Frogs in the dark jerseys. Crutcher's quick start makes this trap play work, and he's in the clear for a big gain against Kansas. TCU in white on offense. Tommy fakes a run, then filters into the secondary to take a short pass. Although Crutcher's forte is power, he's also a dangerous pass receiver. Now let's watch Tommy on defense. Coach Abe Martin thinks Crutcher's play as linebacker is nearly flawless. Tommy plugs the gap in a hurry and smashes the ball carrier with a savage tackle. TCU in white on defense. Crutcher diagnoses the play and slices into the hole. He's there to meet the runner, and he meets him hard to force a fumble. Tommy Crutcher, the complete player from Texas Christian, is the All-America fullback. Gale Sayers of Kansas earned his place as All-America halfback by providing the dynamite in the Jayhawks' explosive offense. He led the Big Eight in rushing last year, and this year he's a national leader. Gale is number 48. All he asks for is the ball and a little daylight. Coach Jack Mitchell says he knows instinctively just when to cut back and when to turn on the speed straight away. Sayers is everything a good halfback should be. He's a dependable receiver who runs patterns well and has a sure pair of hands. On this play, Gale runs a perfect slant pattern, puts his paws on the pigskin, and piles up 6 points for the Jayhawks. In 1962 against Oklahoma State, Sayers sets out from his own 4 and streaks to a 96-yard touchdown to equal an all-time Kansas record. As a 180-pound sophomore, when Gale set sail, he made opponents wail. Now, as a 195-pound junior, Gale sets out to break his record. Against Nebraska, Sayers takes off from the 1-yard line and streaks 99 yards to the longest run from scrimmage in Kansas history. And, brother, they just don't come any longer. With speed, balance, power, and desire, Gale Sayers makes the ideal halfback for the All-America team. From the beautiful campus of Duke University comes an All-America halfback with a famous football name. He's the son of Bud Wilkinson, Oklahoma coach and head of the President's Council on Physical Fitness. He's Jay Wilkinson, a 21-year-old senior in liberal arts and a member of the Men's Judicial Board. Jay plans to take postgraduate work in religion at an Episcopalian seminary. No matter where Coach Bill Murray played him, Wilkinson was brilliant. Jay came to Duke as a quarterback, played end in his sophomore year, left halfback as a junior, and finally settled at right halfback. At 6'1", 196 pounds, Wilkinson has speed and maneuverability. Now, through a special microphone placed in the shoulder pads of a Duke lineman, let's listen to the sounds of football as Jay Wilkinson and teammates prepare for the Wake Forest game.
Let's go, man.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Let's go! Let's go, Wesley. Come on, man. Wes. Good job, man.
Duke in white. Wilkinson cuts at full speed and gets those extra yards.
About ready.
The Blue Devils send Jay in motion.
Yeah.
He gets the jump on everybody and takes a pass for a touchdown. Jay's speed and broken field savvy earned him the job of returning punts for Duke. Every time the ball comes his way, he's a threat to go all the way. And there goes Jay. It's a 73-yard touchdown for the Blue Devils. Jay is at right halfback. He hits top speed in a single stride. Anytime he gets room, he's good for at least 10 yards. The slow-motion camera catches Jay scoring against Navy. The people at Duke call him the most exciting back to play there since George McAfee. Duke in white against Navy. The Middies were unable to stop Jay as the Blue Devils came close to staging a major upset. Ground camera gives a better picture of Wilkinson's blinding speed. And here's a picture of proud parents. Oklahoma head coach Bud Wilkinson and Mary Wilkinson. Jay's older brother, Pat, who is centering the ball in the boyhood picture, is in medical school at Johns Hopkins. Bud would love to be coaching his son, but says he can't think of a better man for the job than Bill Murray. Writing a new chapter in the Wilkinson Family Football Journal is All-America halfback Jay Wilkinson of Duke. Now let's review the 1963 All-America lineup. Center, Dick Butkus, Illinois. Guard, Bob Brown, Nebraska. Guard, Rick Redmond, Washington. Tackle, Carl Eller, Minnesota. Tackle, Scott Appleton, Texas. End, Jim Kelly, Notre Dame. End, Vern Burke, Oregon State. Quarterback, Roger Staubach, Navy. Halfback, Gale Sayers, Kansas. Halfback, Jay Wilkinson, Duke. Fullback, Tommy Crutcher, Texas Christian. And now a final word from Woody Hayes.
And that's the All-America football team for 1963. Now, speaking for the American Football Coaches Association, let me say thanks again to all you fans for the enthusiastic support you have given to college football down through the years.